I read chapter one, and it basically talks about ethics and the philosophy behind them. And it kind of goes through each individual philosopher in its different sections and talks about that philosopher's ethical code. So it started with Socrates, and Socrates basically believed in individual thought, and he thought that if people were more educated, then they would make better decisions. Plato basically believed that humans were not were not like I guess instinctively moral or ethical, and that humans needed to use reason in order to become moral or ethical. Aristotle, he believed that there is no like set rule for being ethical. He very much believed that it was kind of a situation by situation basis, but he did believe that you should never go to like extremes and that you should kind of be in I guess, a centrist position. So, Immanuel Kant, he basically believed that you should not ask of others, to do something if you would not be willing to do that thing yourself. So basically, you should not expect things of others if you would not be willing to also do them. So, Jeremy Bentham, he's a principle of utilitarianism, basically states that you should do what benefits or I guess benefits the most people. Um, and J.S. Mills, he later basically stated that quality should factor in those decisions, and that just sort of treating your ethical decisions as just a mathematical equation is not good, and that you should still take into account the consequences of those actions. Sir William David Ross very much believed in common sense when it came to decision making. He sort of has this list, or I guess he had this list of obligations that people can follow, such as keeping promises, showing gratitude for favors, practicing justice, making others' lives better, avoiding harm, making amends when necessary, and improving yourself. Now, these aren't like the only sort of ethics that you can have. He sort of felt that people could add to this list, and if you have two principles that conflict, you could kind of judge that situation on a case by case basis, and choose which principle sort of outweighs the other in any given situation. John Rawls, he basically he had this principle of being in a veil of ignorance, and it's basically putting yourself in the shoes of others. So, sort of forgetting your place in society and trying to put yourself in the shoes of other people and seeing what your decision making, how that would affect them. Cecilia Bach, she basically believed that you not only should be able to justify your actions to yourself, but also to other people. I guess where I've had to grapple with some of these concepts in my life has been actually quite recently with the upcoming presidential election, where you know I'm personally a Bernie guy, so I guess I've had to deal with like, should I just go with my personal beliefs, um, or should I have a more utilitarian approach to my voting decision? Because no matter no matter what I believe. It's either going to be Joe Biden or Donald Trump, and it's like, should I vote for, with my beliefs and just vote for Bernie anyways, or not vote at all, or should I look at the two options and decide which one is worse, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, and go for either Joe Biden or Donald Trump? So I guess like I though those are two different philosophies that I've personally been struggling with. I think that I've kind of made my decision in that I will probably just end up voting for Joe Biden just because it's either going to be him or Trump, and I think that Joe Biden is not as bad as Trump. So I suppose that at least um, in this situation, I'm being a bit more utilitarian in my decision making.